did reset, but luckily, I am here. Yeah, hey everybody. Oh right, might still be an ad hell. Maybe? It should finish in a little bit, probably. Yep, it's because I keep forgetting, that, what's it called? iTunes being iTunes, it doesn't keep my volume settings correctly, so it always starts lasting, and going from there. Shark, what are you yelling at me about? I ain't do nothing. Anyway, but yeah. Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. Sleep happened a little bit too much. It's okay, we're making it work, but I slept a little longer than I meant to for most of the day today. But we're here, we're making games, running around in random channels when we were supposed to be. Okay, in fairness, first of all, thank you so much for the follow, deeply appreciate it. We do keep the followers anonymous so that people do not have to, like, out. Oh yeah, happens, LaShoy, you know, so it goes. I blame Twitch fuckery, probably, but, yeah, it happens, no worries. We're happy to have you here now, and that is the important part. That is all that matters. That's why I never see your streams. My followers shaking my head. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, alas. But yeah, today I would say not too bad. You were also up super late. The status tag was correct, so sleeping in is understandable. Yeah, I actually went to bed early last night, if you can believe it. Early for me, relatively, anyway. Normally... Hitotsu ni dabi X Psycho no partner de au toki. Thank you so much, Stubby, for the 42 months. Life, the gauge breaks and everything, correct. I forgot to change what's on stream, so let me go do that right now. Over here. Do on stream. Ranzer. Video. Alright. Yeah, thank you for the resub. Damn, it's like you started streaming 3 years ago, only 8 months ago. Okay. Yes. Anyway. I should have known that was coming, honestly. I should have known that was coming, because this is exactly in retrospect, this is entirely sensible. Knowing Shark, yeah, I was kind of cruising for that. But yeah, in the overall, yeah. So even then, going to bed early today, I did wind up, like, I woke up at a time where I'm like, okay, it's not like dog water early, but it's early enough for me to get up and go around and do stuff. And then I immediately passed out again right before then, and didn't get up until like a couple of hours before stream. And at that point, I had to go run over to my mom's and go pick up some food. So, you know, that happened. But we're good. Hey, Kettle. So yeah, the good news is that the thing that was kind of breaking in Godot last week is now mostly unbroken now-ish, by which I mean at least the dialogue system doesn't like explode miserably for no reason like it was previously. But now I think it's just straight up that the state machine thing I tried to make just doesn't work. So I think I'm just gonna have to improvise the thing real quick, just because I want to test to make sure that the actual logic behind getting like tutorial stuff up and running works, because we already have the spawner and the spawner is handled, but some of the other stuff I need to kind of like sort out. To be fair, I only saw that because I was up too damn late and also too damn early, so fair. But yeah, how you doing, Kettle? Hopefully well. I'm just gonna do a regular ass node. We're just gonna say and we're just gonna have to. This is not the way I wanted to do this. Ideally, I would prefer to have this working in a state machine, but we're gonna have to make it work. Honestly, kind of bummed about my cat trying to start. Okay. You do not have to share anything else. Do not feel obligated for that. Either which way, I hope that games and watching streams is helpful for however is going on with cat. I completely understand if you do not want to talk about it in detail. Okay. Yeah, I think I can eat that. Hold on, I'll try to eat that. Hold on. Yeah, okay, eat it. No worries. Oh, whoops. It's not. Yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, if you don't want to talk about it, I didn't want you to have to feel like you had to. So, secret or not. Sorry, Shark. I went for the reflex. Shark, you're good. You're not in trouble. Promise. I kind of just went for the reflex there. But, you're good. Just saw a friend post something that made me very happy, and I'm going to be happy about that. Alright, hang on a second. So, on account of, let's see. Well, for distraction purposes, there's several new options here. Oh boy. Throw this in real quick. Alright, so we can do... Gonna cheat and do a thing real quick. Okay. Let's see. Public. Gonna keep this simple. And I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. I'm just trying to like get the bones of it down so I can actually like get this going. Kettle, I'm about to make a really primitive and ugly looking statement. Okay, I don't mean this in the sense of like I'm down talking myself, to be clear. I'm just saying that I'm like literally kit bashing this together from something really. I'm kit bashing something together very quickly as opposed to making the proper state machine that I would want. So that's why I'm calling it quick and ugly. Not because I think, oh, it's bad and I'm terrible. It's just literally, I'm literally throwing this shit together on spit in a dream to try to make it work. So sometimes ugly is fine. Yeah. And then we're just gonna grab this, grab these, grab these. And then we need to build that. So, basically, here's the thing I just did, right? This is the idea. I made this public enum tutorial state because it tells me, okay, what part of the tutorial are we in, right? And I now have a public tutorial state variable to tell me what the current state is and what the previous state was, right? So when we first start the game, or when this node is first readied, we're gonna have it do tutorial state.movement. Okay, right. Okay. So the idea here is that when the game starts, it should just pop right into the movement state for the tutorial level, and we should be able to kind of go from there. If this is working correctly. Which is the part that I was having trouble figuring out yesterday, or the last time we did this. Okay. That works fine. Which means that now the next test is dialogue runner. I need this to be tutorial. Okay, good. Perfect. Alright. Yes. Yes. So, whatever I had planned for the state machine currently, that shit's not gonna work. I will have to figure out some other way of dealing with that, and that is fine. I need to figure out a different way of dealing with it, because if I don't have a robust state machine, having to like program a bunch of this stuff around otherwise is going to be a pain. But to demonstrate my point to Kettle about how a state machine is supposed to work, At least I think that should be it, right? Oh wait, it's because I put it on auto. I put that on auto start, didn't I? Hold on, that's why that was doing that. It almost works. There's something I botched here. I need to do turn off start automatically. And that should fix it. I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I wanted. So, to give Kettle a better example of the state machine thing here, right? So this is how this is working right now. Go into remote real quick. We're going to pop open this. We're going to go to this test control node. We're going to... Okay, so it doesn't work right here because shenanigans are happening. But if you notice, right, up here it says previous state 0, current state 1, right? So right now, I know it's not showing it over here, but that's because shenanigans are happening. But the basic idea is that the previous state was none, right? Because the tutorial wasn't open yet. 1 is equated to, if we come over here, right? If I highlight none, you see none equals 0, movement equals 1. So now I'm just going to do public bool move left, right, move up, down, right. Anyway, but yeah. So tutorial state none is over here at 0. Movement is at 1, right? So right now, this kind of like kit bash state machine that I put together is basically saying, okay, well, I'm going to do the other part of it right now. So we're going to do public void change tutorial state is the better way to put it, because that's what it actually does. I'm going to do public void movement processing function. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. If input.key so we're just going to do a bunch of these. I'm going to do up, left, down, right. So move left. So this is up, move left, move down, right. And then if we do if move up equals move down. What's this thing called? Movement processing function. We're gonna do none movement. We're gonna do case tutorial state dot firing break. I'm just gonna do process is current process equals null, and then I'm gonna do start dialog tutorial 2. Right now I haven't written the other thing yet, so we're just gonna do this to get it to like properly kind of like roll forward. We're gonna do change tutorial state to tutorial state dot firing. All right. I just need to go write the actual thing for that now. So tutorial.yarn, need to open in its external program. We're gonna do this, tutorial 2. Good. Yeah, Neo Green Hill Zone is always one of the classics. Alright, good. So we have that. Build, and then run. Hang on. I made a mistake. I should have been more explicit about this. And this should be fine now. Those don't need to be public like that. They can just be that. We'll build this and do it again. Alright. And there we go, right? So, Kettle, primary way of how to use a state machine. This is one way of many, right? So I'm gonna run that again, and we're gonna properly like sort of track the way that the state machine is like doing all the stuff in terms of like visually how we're starting, right? So hit start game here. All right. So if we go to the tutorial test control node, you notice, right? Current state is 1, previous state is 0, right? And that is kind of in keeping with the way that we did this previously and how everything was working before. So use the keys to move around. Perfect. We do our 4. If you look over here now, current state has switched to 2, previous state has switched to 1, right? And the trick behind what we're doing here is very straightforward. The way that I have this set up, so I'm going to sit down and explain the actual like full line of thought here. This delegate void function, this delegate void declaration, I should say, declaration makes it so that we can treat variables, that we can treat functions like variables, basically, and store a function in a variable to run it or swap it later, right? And then this is a function, like choosing paths and okay, like for branching narrative stuff, that is branching narrative stuff is probably not necessary. Let me phrase that more carefully. Words are difficult. For things where you're going between like non-linear entry-exit points, let's phrase that differently. I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase it because I get your question, but it's one of those things where usually the answer is functionally that you're not necessarily using a state machine pattern for that sort of thing, in as much as you are doing words are hard. Let me think about how to explain this, because I get the question that you're asking. but like with decision branching and stuff, I want to say that in most circumstances, that is closer to like a gigantic set of conditionals more than it is necessarily a hard up state machine like the one I'm using here. Like a lot of the stuff with yarn spinner or yarn, for example, right? Or even like twine, those are not necessarily I'm trying to think about the best way to explain this the right way. I have words that I want to say to explain to answer the question that you're asking, but I'm having a hard time articulating it correctly. Like getting, like maybe doing something earlier, like getting a thingamabob for doing the what's it and vice versa. So that's more along the lines of like doing conditional checks as part of it. So that's the thing I'm going to try explaining this thing, and I'm going to see if this answers your question. So the way that I handled this thing just now, right, is that very deliberately, at least as far as this thing goes. Yeah, like the switch state, well, no. I'll explain what the switch statement is doing in a minute. Let me kind of get to that. So this is a tutorial process function that tells us which function. Nah, it's okay. Is currently running. Enum for our tutorial states. Any current and previous states of this tutorial. Okay, so here's basically the way that this works, right? We have the public delegate void tutorial process function, right? And this is making it so that we can treat a function like a variable and like store a function inside of a variable to run the function from the variable, swap it, whatever, right? And right now, and then we also, and because we made this, we can then do public tutorial process function current process. So this is a tutorial process function variable, the above, that tells us which process function is currently running. This will be different depending on which tutorial state we're in. So, right? For this particular implementation, this is how I handled this, right? This is the idea. In this function that says change tutorial state, all that's happening is if our current state is not the same, right? So if we're not switching into the same state we're already in, save our old state as, or save our current state as the previous state before we then switch to the new state, right? Now, depending on what state we switched into. We do different things. So, the only time that the switch statement becomes relevant, Kettle, to answer your question, is whenever we call to say, okay, switch, right? Then there are three things that happen. Show the dialog window. Start the dialog window at tutorial node in the yarn file. Our current process is the movement checks break. So all the switch statement is really doing is saying, hey, when it's time to like switch between states, this is the thing that I need you to set up accordingly, right? So when we switch into the tutorial state for movement, we show the dialog window, we start the dialog at the dialog for like the movement tutorial, and then this is the part, Kettle, where we start like worrying about like, okay, how do we control certain other parts of this? Current process is set to movement processing function. So all this means, so process up here is basically the Unity equivalent of update. Whenever like process will basically run every single frame that we're going. And the way that I have it set up is that, as you see, if our current process is not null or empty, that's what this question mark is for, right? Then we do whatever is in it. So if the current process is not a null or empty variable, run the function assigned to it, right? So in our case, when we start the movement tutorial, we're saying, hey, while we are in the movement tutorial, our current process is this movement processing function thing. And if we come down to that, here we can see, okay, right. If I move up, set this variable to true. If I move left, set this one to true. If I move down, this one. If I move right, this one. If all of these variables are true, we change states. So this is not completely in line with the question. So for conditionals, like you're talking about, Kettle, the way that it functionally works is that in anything that is state machine-like, you just have to set it up so that the state machine doesn't switch over until those conditions are met. That's just the way that it works. So if you're talking about like checking to see if you have met certain requirements before you do a thing, you are literally just using conditionals and using those to control when you switch it. In our case, with the way that I have the state machine set up, every individual state of like none or movement or firing is going to have a different function that controls what the game should currently be looking for. And then once those conditions are met, bam, go do this thing, right? That's the general idea. Hey, Vallejo. So yeah, how you doing, Vallejo? Hopefully well. So now, for example, right now I'm gonna do public void firing processing function. Why switch instead of if then? Okay, so for switch statements, right? So here's the thing, right? With the switch statement in particular, it's to make it more flexible in terms of just like, okay, right, which state am I switching into? Okay, here are all the use cases depending on which state I'm switching into, right? So up here where I say change tutorial state, I am not checking in this function to see, oh, okay, what has caused the change. It's not what it's for. This function is literally just like, bam, all right, we're switching into this one, do these things, done, right? The only checking is happening in these processing functions. In terms of like, okay, when should I switch is happening in these, right? Change tutorial state is just, what do I do when I switch? And for that, when I switch states. And for that purposes, a switch statement is a lot more readable. In terms of like checking, yeah, because like I could do, for example, if current state double equals tutorial state.movement, I could throw this in and it would still work fine, right? But for me personally, doing it as like a switch statement just makes it a lot easier to parse. I could do it as an if statement if I wanted to, but for me, doing it as a switch statement is a little easier. It also makes it so that if I wanted to, for example, do a switch for the previous state and be like, all right, based on what state we just came out of, do these things, it's a little easier to have it like do it unified without me having to do something separate, right? Because yeah, I could have done it with like a chain of if statements, but a switch statement is a little more compact in certain aspects. The current process now is going to be firing processing function. Okay, and then I just need actually a... So hang on a second, I'm just going to do this. Load current state entry time. There's a reason for this that I'm going to do here. So current state entry time equals no, I don't need all that. I just need to know oh, right, I could just do that. That's true. Hold on. Load accumulated delta. I could just do... Right, I could just literally just do... Okay. That's what I anytime since start. Yeah, this is close enough. We learned linear algebra, but burnout, Thank you. That's what I need. So now we're just gonna do... time dot get x. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here, actually. We're gonna do this. Okay. Grab this. Can get rid of those. Okay, so we got that. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Gonna stop that. And I'm gonna need a... Gonna need that for later. So I'm gonna hold on to that enemy spawner for a little later. Right now. So we're just gonna do this for right now. And I'm gonna do export enemy spawner. Enemy spawner. Okay, so new pack scene. Nope, didn't want that. Quick load is drone. Alright. Quick load trooper. Quick load air trooper. Quick load scout. Quick load bomber. Joke about not being a math gay, but really I'm not a math on the spot gay. I can actually do math when I get down to it. I'm not stressed the hell and back. Yeah, sounds about right. Alright. So I think that should handle most of it. And then the enemy spawner ideally. Okay, good. It did carry through. So, alright. Hopefully when past me put this together, okay, let me see here. Okay, right, and then if it's doing that, then I should hope. Okay, good. So when it does it manually, I think it... Okay. Okay, brain. Let's see if past me and present me are going to agree on something, or if I'm gonna punch past me in the face. I forgot to turn auto spawn off. Motherfucker. Hold on. Alright. Let's see here. Yeah, and then we had a debug right there. So what's it? Oh, I forgot to. The enemy spawner is not a thing. It's still null. I forgot to. Okay, I forgot to do a thing. That's my fault. So over here in the test control node, the enemy spawner is this thing. Let's try this again. Almost worked, but not quite. So let's see here. But that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and right now we're playing neither, which means that I gotta figure out what's going on here. Alright. Also, there's a plugin for point and click for Godot, so it's not so much better to start from scratch. We take those. Oh wait, whoops. Alright, so that's the thing I'm gonna have to fix later. So, make sure that you cannot move while dialogue is open. Very important. Okay, so let's see here. That's... For some reason, that's not going through at all, which is annoying. Alright, hold on. Okay, so why isn't that running is the question. Okay, hold on. Okay. So if I do that, I'm gonna have to... Okay, I think I remember how to do this. Okay, right, that's the thing I need to do. Young command spawn enemy. Okay. Give me 1 second. Just doing a thing real quick. Okay, so function name first, node name second. Function name first, node name second. Function name first, node name second. Function name first. Right, I think, hold on. No, close that. Whoop, that would have been awkward. Alright. I think that should work. Build this. Try this again. It may not, and I may wind up crying a little, but it's okay. Can't run on game object drones enemy spawner component. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay, hold on. Just need to know if it's even hitting the function or not. Where is it? So print string dot format. Alright, so let me see if that's even doing a thing. With me here. Okay. Oh. Oh. It's blank. That's why. Okay. So then where do I set the resource name? Let's find out. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying a thing real quick. I know I didn't finish this, I didn't finish that code. Alright, let's try this. If that code actually works, I'll explain what it did in a minute. But I have to actually see if it works or not. And we just hit an ad break. I'm screaming, crying, throwing up. Literally just hit an ad break. I gotta hold that. I figured it out. Well, I guess I gotta hold that for the ad. So I'm waiting for the ad break for a second to finish. But the thing works. The thing works. And this I am satisfied with emotionally. I'm happy about this. So once the ad break is over, I will explain it for everybody else. Hey, Ebony. Hopefully you are not getting caught in ad hell. But yeah, okay, ads are probably almost done. It's close, because it started at like 7:53-ish. Ooh. Okay, perfect. Ad break is finishing. Okay, so in case Ebony accidentally walked like right into like pre-rolls or something, hi Ebony, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. You came in just in time for me to have done a thing, and it is a thing that I'm happy about. So, basically speaking, hang on, let me go just do one last. Let me just go do one last other shenanigan just to make sure that at least for right now I don't have to keep doing this other thing. So if that's fine. If non-dialogue dot is dialogue running is false, then we do that. Yep, hanging in there. Family, I gotta cook teriyaki shrimp bowls for dinner. Nice. So, if dialogue is not already running. Okay, good. So this should slightly fix the issue we were having before. So I should be able to move around now while the dialogue is going on without breaking anything. Yep. Alright, good. Enter. WSD. Cool. Excellent job. Now press spacebar to shoot. Try getting rid of the enemy in front of you. Do that. Bam. Alright. Then I probably just have to make sure that it doesn't like drop anything, and that should be fine, I guess. So how do you count? I just need to know how to get the actual group count. Thank you. So yeah, I've read the article on Breath of Fire 3. Really nice having there, man. Yeah, thank you, Meta. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I love that game a lot. And I'm looking forward to actually clearing it on stream because it'll be the first time I've actually beaten it myself, even though I know what the entire plot is. Minus like some of the small stuff that I missed from like, for example, from like Sunday and everything like that. But yeah, I'm glad to know that you liked it. I'm supposed to have one for Legend of Legaia up at some point, but I keep putting it off because I need to go get pictures to finish off the rest of it. It's mostly already done. I just have to literally get pictures and throw it up and put it up there on Medium, and I probably will. I keep saying that, but I will actually at some point attempt to wrestle my brain into like stop putting off the thing to go do it. Ideally sometime within the next month or so. I would really like to do that, but like sometimes up here the gears don't do the turning. But how are you today? Hopefully well. I hope your day was restful or productive, whichever you needed. Yeah. Nodes in group dot count. Get nodes in group enemies count is equal to 0. Then change tutorial state. Tutorial state dot none. For right now, I just want to try a thing. And over here we're none. We're gonna say that current process equals null. And then hopefully if past me did all of this correctly, then I don't have to do any extra work here. Got a lot of things going on right now. Yeah. Never finished Legend of Legaia, always abandoned my feet. Yeah, it's a little tough. as a game, particularly because of the changes they made to the US version, it's a little harder to get through. I was just very, very patient and also very, very lucky insofar as clearing it on stream goes, but it also helps having like a community here to like remind you to like, you know, take your time and do what you can. But no, I feel that. It is also just like a generally, especially if you're playing it cold, like playing Legend of Legaia without a guide is really painful, and I don't recommend that people do it. Even if you're like, I don't like playing games with guides, like you should not play Legend of Legaia without a guide. It's my personal recommendation. That's me. If you really don't want to, can't make you, but like that's okay. And then if we go over to the remote tutorial level, we check the tutorial test node. Current state is 2. It didn't switch. So hold on. I want to do a thing real quick. Oh, right. Hang on. I could just have the enemy spawner do it. So let me just do this. Come over to the enemy spawner, and I come over to this one. We're gonna do new enemy dot add to group enemies. And then we're gonna just make sure it's in the group before we put it into there. And then we're gonna build this, and we're gonna run it again, and we're gonna see how that goes. So, okay. All right, remote tutorial test control node. Nope, didn't quite catch it. Wish it did, but not quite. All right, hold on. Is the capitalism like that in Terran? The short answer, basic to unmeme it a little bit, it's mostly in the context of enemies drop less gold in the US version of Legend of Legaia, which means that like trying to actually get your equipment updated while playing the US version is just really, it's a lot. It's kind of a pain, by which I mean you are basically like living like you're basically living like hand to mouth as far as equipment goes, which is really, really bad in a game where equipment makes up a lot of your power jumps in a lot of ways. The Japanese version was a little more gracious with both experience and gold. Okay, something cool is going to be happening over there. We can't visit that person tonight, I don't think, because they're probably still on cooldown. But yeah, Legend of Legaia is still a very fun game, though. I like it a lot. It's just that you have go in with a guide, or go in with somebody that knows how to play it and knows all of the weird and wacky bullshit that goes on, so that you can be prepared. But it's also okay to not finish games. I think that's an important thing to say, because people forget that sometimes. Sometimes it is important when you are playing a video game. Maybe you don't finish the video game, and that's okay. It is not a crime to have not finished a video game. There are people who get really weird about that, and they're like, what are you talking about? Of course you should finish games. It's like, sometimes you don't finish games. That's what happens, you know? Vector, I need to see what group this is in. I would be happy if I knew which group this was in, but I don't know which group this is in. I think I get a high percentage more enjoyment watching you play it than I would struggle with. Yeah. How high a percentage? Oh, no. Shark, I swear to... There's so many games I've never finished but still my favorites. I didn't know finishing games was the point. I thought playing it was. Yeah, some people get weird about that for whatever reason. Oh my god, shark. I just want to know if I managed to get this thing into the correct group or not. Probably not. Alright. I really liked Dragon Quest 11, although I never finished it. Life, and I forgot to play What Can You Do? Yeah. Alright. Oh wait, did I... Is it because I forgot to... No, but whenever I select the node, it doesn't show me that. It only shows me inspect. Motherfucker. Alright, hold on. Okay, it is in the... Okay, then why... Okay, hold on. Alright, I'm gonna do something silly and regret it. I'm going to do something silly and regret it. So I just need to do a thing real quick. Using static .gd. Alright, time to do something I'm gonna regret immensely. But it's the only way to be sure. Get tree, get nodes, get nodes in group enemies. Yep, there it is. I knew it. I'm sitting here going like shark's gonna do the meme, and I'm gonna have to hold that, aren't I? I'm just like, well, all right, here we go. Oh, I never... Damn it! No wonder. I forgot to set the firing processing function. I'm like, why is it not working? Why is nothing happening here? Alright, cool. Hey, past me. Please pay attention to these things better. See, I didn't yell at him, I didn't cuss at him. We're making progress. Hey, Mojo. And then tutorial. Right. It doesn't switch states like it's supposed to. I made the mistake of reinstalling League of Legends. Pray for me in this trying time. Honestly, Mojo, I'm really and truly I'm about to. Because somebody did it's a 6-year-old video, but I somehow stumbled across a video. I stumbled across a video of Garen just murdering people in League games to the booby version of I Will Torimoro Se, the opening to Fist of the North Star. You know, Yuasha! That one. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I'm not a Garen player, but this has reminded me about why I like playing League of Legends. I'm like, this is bad. I shouldn't do this. Yeah, League of Legends. The only things that you ever pay actual money for in League of Legends are skins, and that's usually League of Legends has always been free. Basically, you're paying money. If you pay money for anything, it's basically like skins and shit, and you can get a large chunk of your skins if you play enough without actually like buying. Some of them you will absolutely have to buy no matter what, but the majority of the content, like all the core content in League of Legends, you can experience and get without having to pay money for it. Premium skins are like the main exception that I can think of off the top of my head. Everything else is free. There were some things back in the day that were functionally very useful for actually playing, but they have scrapped those systems from like ages ago. So like League of Legends as it stands now, yeah, you can play that. That shit's like actually free, minus like cosmetics and shit, basically. And even then, I don't know why I thought I had to pay for it. Like, wow, yeah. Project L, which is the fighting game that they want to do, is also probably going to be is also probably going to be free to play, given their current given the way that they're kind of thinking about it. I doubt that they're going to do like paid DLC or anything for it, but we don't know because they haven't talked about the pricing of that yet. Will I try Project L out on stream? Yes. Especially if they put the characters that I want in there. So for people who are like, yeah, we love watching you play fighting games, Sean, please play that one. Is like the answer is I probably will at least try it. And we will see how it goes. The main thing is that it's going to be like a 2-on-2 tag team fighter, which is you got to be ready for that shit. Is the simplest way I can put it. Tag fighters are a whole other level of like, okay, no, you got to get ready. Well, giving it a shot now, hoping it's another hyperfixation. Yeah. So we're gonna do that, and then... Okay. Hang on a second, y'all. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. So basically the thing I'm trying to do, and this is a little bit for like later, basically I'm trying to set up a thing where I can control which power-ups drop. But this means that really I should be, what's the word I'm looking for? It basically means that I have to figure out a couple of things about how to make this a little bit more robust in certain aspects, so that I'm not like sitting here. I'm not sitting here like trying to deal with a couple of other like little tiny like use case things here and there, just to, like smooth out things a little bit more. I'm trying to think about like the least painful way to do this. Come over here. Okay. I just need to now get Godot load resource code. Hang on a second, let's see here. Okay, so I'm going on. Okay, I think I get it now. No. Egg, edge, get off my computer. God, piss off. No. Alright. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, I think that might work. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do public void spawn enemy pack scene source. So we did all of that just to do this. And there's a reason why I am doing this on purpose. You're going to see. It's just, oh, wait. Sugar. Can't do that there. Hold on. I gotta move it from where it is to something else. Hang on. Where is it? Enemy spawner dot spawn enemy by name. So I have to do it over here, or it's going to cause many shenanigans. Hang on, I gotta do a thing real quick just to make my life easier later. Alright. And then one last thing I gotta do. I gotta make these capital. Otherwise, I think like case sensitive shenanigans will happen, so I have to do it like this. Okay, I think that should more or less cover. Hang on. No, I don't. Down here, please. Thank you. Okay. Just one thing I want to test real quick, because this is going to be integral to the tutorial, because I can use it to control what things are dropping, but I need to actually like make sure that it works. Okay. Shoot lantern, do that. Yep, Wasdeed. Okay. Alright, excellent. Yes, it works. Brawler. Yeah! Hang on, I just forgot I gotta get rid of this here. Or I guess if I really wanted to, I could do the yarn command. I could. I'm just gonna leave that commented out for right now. Make my life easier. The reason why I could set up the yarn command for that, but yeah, the main reason why I wanted to get this to do this particular thing is right. So the reason why it was so the thing that I did to kind of like go back and explain this a little bit. One of the things about making a tutorial and why like planning a tutorial sometimes like a pain in the neck is because you have to account for things like, all right, well, I want the players to like actually sit down and do X, Y, Z things, right? So in order to help like demonstrate, right, what things you should do, sometimes you're going to have to control enemy behavior in very specific ways, right? So for this one, we're going to do show the dialogue. Window. right? So here's the idea, right? When we switch over to the firing state, it's like, okay, show the dialogue window. We start the dialogue window at tutorial 2 in the yarn file, right? Our current process is to check whether or not we've destroyed an enemy, and we force the enemy spawner to make us a drone that drops double spread power up, right? That's the whole point. The thing about the enemy spawner is that I want it to be able to have broad functionality for, oh, I need to spawn this type of enemy. Okay, cool. I need to spawn an enemy that doesn't move. All that can be controlled with the spawn enemy. That's kind of the idea. Spawns an enemy from a provided pack scene that also and forces it to drop one and only one specific power up. We've seen source, right? Pack scene to spawn the enemy from is the same as up here. Force power up. The power up the enemy is forced to use. So now here's the cool part, actually, because now that I sat down and did this other thing with the enemy library, what I can do I think is, rather than have like an actual variable for the enemy library, I can just make it go directly to so I'm just gonna do const string enemy path. That's going to be res themed enemies, right? Because that's basically what it should be set up as. So, cool trick now that I figured out because of the other thing I was working on. Yep. So, nope, it's scene objects enemies. So scenes objects enemies. Got it. Scenes slash objects slash enemies. Okay, cool. Now we can just do void hold on, I have an idea. So I'm gonna come over here, go over to scripts, create new script. Alright, I just had an idea. We're gonna try it. Public. Hang on a second. E sharp extending existing types. I just need a reminder of how to do it. Okay, right. Static. There we go. Static. Okay, so okay, perfect. So in enemies script, I can do source. Dang it, what's this thing called? And I just had this, but nope, over here. Loader dot load. Okay. I think that should do it for that one. Okay, cool. Okay, so spawn enemy by name. I need to do. So rather than that, we're just gonna do. Because now I don't need to loop through that. I just need to do. Hold on. I'm not gonna delete this whole thing. I'm just gonna do this first. Hold on. Because the idea here is that I want to. So the reason why I'm going to all this trouble is so that I don't have to like set up a thing where it's like, all right, I now have to have a thing with all these things loaded in. I can just jump straight to like handling some other stuff. That's not the right word I'm looking for. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is this enemy library thing I would like to be able to not have to worry about having to like remember to add a new thing to the enemy library every time I want to do a thing, right? Because that's kind of a pain. I would like to not have to do that. I would rather just be able to like have it like load which enemies I need to spawn off of the disc, rather than me having like rebuild, like having to like redo a bunch of things. So this makes my life a little easier, provided that I didn't absolutely fuck this up just now. So let's hope and see, I guess. Are we going to the clock or to the hour? Probably a little bit past the hour. At most, but not. Alright, cool. It worked, and I didn't fucking explode everything. Alright. Yeah, let's go. Alright, perfect. So the reason why I went to all that trouble, so I'm gonna explain what's going on here, right? This scene, the path on disk that we're loading our enemies from, right? So run spawn enemy and just spawn us a drone. Oh yeah, like Nuff said, it just spawns a drone, right? So that. Yeah, cool, so we don't need this, right? So runs the spawn enemy function, but makes it so that we just words are a little hard, but I'm gonna make it work. So it makes it so that load enemy directly from the disk in the enemy's scene file directly from the disk. So yeah, basically that's the whole point. I kind of get to save a bunch of lines of code because I don't have to. Basically, right, the way I was doing it before was that I was forcibly setting up an enemy library on the enemy spawner and then forcing it to like go through and check each one, and then if you find the right one, then do it, right? Now I don't have to do all that. I can just have it go, hey, go to this scene path here, take my enemy name, put this suffix on it, and then load it that way, right? So it saves me a bunch of like time with like doing if statements. Like I don't have to write if statement stuff. I can just literally make it do with selected position, but makes it so that we load the, yeah. This way, it just kind of cuts down the amount of clutter in the actual spawn function stuff, and I can just go directly like bam, 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 bam. Just make my life a lot easier on that front, so I don't have to like go looking through to see which thing I want to spawn. In theory, right, I could probably even now set this up so that, and I'll do this as like a later thing probably, I could set it up so that the individual spawners, the individual like spawn point things that I have set up for when it does do auto spawning, I could probably set it up now that I don't have to have a specific pack scene loaded in either, and it can just take the name and do whatever from there, which is fine. Right now I don't need that. I have the thing that is important here. Right, and now I can have this set up for later, right? You did it. Send me a shop to spread power. Change the pattern, right? Blah. But this kind of structure, right? Like I said, I have kind of like a bootleg state machine running right now, which more or less kind of covers a lot of that other stuff. So I'm gonna spend like the last 10 minutes of stream just like actually commenting my code, because we're ending at 9 either which way, rather than me trying to push for 3 hours. I know I said that we were going to go maybe a little bit past the hour, but now that I have this working and nothing broke, I think we can probably end like clean on the hour instead of to the clock. Incoming. All right. While ads are gonna start in a little bit, I'm gonna I'm just gonna comment through a bunch of my code and simplify a couple things here and there. Or Twitch lies. Sorry, bot. I promise I will only trust you from now on. Yeah. Or probably what it is that it's gonna delay a little bit and then start the way that it does with Twisted streaming with a bunch of other people. So probably the ad is gonna be incoming. Like Saribot is probably gonna drop a notice like any second now once the ads actually hard start. There it is. Okay. I may have to adjust some of that a little later, but I'm gonna go through and make sure that the rest of this is all set up. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank Sari Bot. You're the best. All right. So yeah, the only thing I'm really doing right now is just like code cleanup, basically. I'm just sitting down, and I don't need to do that because that's already happening. So I can just get rid of those lines of code that are not relevant. Whoa, wait. Hold up. Sari Bot. Whoa. Hold on. It responds. We don't see the add messages in the chat because I forgot to enable that in Slime 2, but I will at some point. But yeah, like it literally just responds to the words "good bot." It's like, okay, you know what though, you deserve it. It's fair. Like, I'm not upset about that. So yeah, I should comment these. Canvas layer for the dinner dialogue. I'm not even using that, so that's not helpful. I'm gonna get rid of that. At least for right now, because that's not helpful. Alright, cool. So yeah, where are we stopping right now, basically? 2 hours. We'll say 2 hours 15 minutes. Gotta remember to log my time. Let me go. I'm gonna go log my time for this real quick because I need to go do that. Gotta keep myself honest, but y'all are not supposed to see. Y'all are not supposed to see that, so I have to do it. I have to do it on my other screen. It's a little slower because private mail.google.com. Gotta go over here and just clock my time for what we were doing. Password is this thing. Yep, just doing time logging because that's the thing I should have been doing anyway, and I sometimes forget, but today is not that day. So I'm gonna go according to when the bot said I went live. Okay, 6:47 military time. That is actually I'm doing it. Okay, so 6:47 is 18:47, right? 18:7 21:02. Move some of that later, but all right, all that's handled. So all right, I'm calling stream there. We didn't go for the full 3 hours, but I got enough things done that now I have a pretty solid base to work with for off stream. So let's be about the business of getting up to go find somebody else. So schedule stuff this week, just so that y'all know. Right now the plan is still to stream next Sunday, even though it's going to be Christmas Eve. I know there are people who don't celebrate Christmas or who may not have anywhere in particular to go. Provided that I am not in the middle of some other like family obligation or something, I plan on streaming this upcoming Sunday. If that changes for whatever reason, because they're like, yeah, we want to have dinner on Christmas Eve, blah blah blah, I will let you know in the Gilded, which we have a link for up there, right above where Shark dropped it off. We don't mess with Discord anymore because like Discord is just being really obnoxious, like advertising and trying to get people to like buy into their stuff, and it's just a pain. So I'm like, you know what? We don't really do Discord anymore, right? So you don't have to join the Gilded if you're like, it's another account, I don't want to have to deal with that. Don't make me do it. Sean's like, okay, fine. You don't have to. Never required. Never required, only inquired is the way that I'll put it. So if you want to hang out and you don't mind making like a Gilded account, there's your spot. But if you don't want to, that's fine. As for other links, like I mentioned earlier, because Metastace brought it up, I have articles that I write about game design over on Medium, including like the Breath of Fire 3 one. You don't want to read that till after you've beaten the game, because it spoils a bunch of stuff. But if you want like retrospectives on fighting games, Pokemon, approachability and accessibility in video games, metagaming, I have stuff written over there on Medium. You can go check that out. Stream VODs are going to be up at youtube.com/@SJHSgames. I got an update with some of the new stuff that we have going now. Ko-Fi, if you want to support the stream but don't want to give money to Amazon or Jeff Bezos, do a monthly Ko-Fi subscription at $5 a month. If it's a question of, Sean, would you prefer a Twitch sub or a Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi is better for me because I keep more of that money. If you do $5 a month on Ko-Fi, I keep like $4 and change out of that. And then Throne has various gifts on it, including things like, oh hey, Sean needs a paired monitor arm so he can like get 3 monitors going back and make things easier, or things like silly Kamen Rider redemptions. And my card has all my other social media links on it. Yeah, I was thinking about breaking my rule and going to like J-Rock because this is his last stream before Christmas, but I'm gonna go look at the short list and see who we have up and running. So yeah, short list. Let me go check that real quick because somebody was reminding me about the thing. So I'm like, oh right, shit, I need to do that. Let's see. Thanks for streaming. I learned a lot today. I'm happy that it was helpful. I did promise I would go hang out with... Hold on. Let me go take a look and see. Because I see that they've only been on for like less than an hour. But... let me see. But we finally got the overlap. So let me see something real quick. Yeah, alright, let's go over there, I think. Because one is that we finally got the overlap. And 2, this is somebody that I was asked to go raid. Now, I'm not doing it like, oh, well, they would just ask me to... No, because also this is someone who, we basically get almost no crossover, and we don't get crossover time normally, and I figure I might as well do it. So we're gonna go hang out with Theory Space. She was suggested to me by a friend of mine, and does art stuff. So, right now, the other reason why is because, make sure that I have not botched pronouns. Okay, good. Right now, they're doing, some fundraising with Project Hope for, trying to see if we have a very specific thing that Project Hope is doing right now, but I don't think they do. So yeah, they're just doing charity fundraising for Project Hope right now and doing some art. So, we're gonna go hang out with them. Give them a good old SJH says raid when we get in there. Throw in your favorite emotes, all that other stuff. Does not have to be from my channel. Whatever emotes you like, whatever emotes you want. Just not like frogs and stuff. You know the kind. Don't do that. But you know, whatever else that you have that you like that is cool, right? So, schedule stuff. This Friday, probably Street Fighter 6. Next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, still Breath of Fire 3. Fighting Friday starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Breath of Fire 3 is 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If I wind up having to go to like a family thing on Christmas Eve, which could happen, I don't know. People don't talk to me about these things. I'll let you know. But till the next time I see you, whenever that is, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't go outside if you don't have to, be excellent to each other, but not to racist, bigots, TERFs, anti-queer folks, or people who advocate for industry links without caring about the... Yeah, suffice it to say, I forgot about that. That was news that happened. TLDR, Insomniac basically got ransomed out and some leaks spilled. That's bad for everybody, because that winds up exposing private information as well as causing contract breaches and shit, and that's not fun for anybody. So The answer to that is no. Never advocate for that. That's what we call scab behavior. And also what we call bootlicker behavior. No, that's bad. Anyway, till the next time I see y'all, whenever that is, take care, yeah? Bye.